Welcome to the Everyday Awesome Project, where we bring you inspirational stories and game-changing strategies to live your most awesome life. Hey, superstars, welcome back. Polly here.
And Sam, what's up, beautiful humans?
Hey, guys. We've got a fun, sometimes you and I are like, I think we're being too serious. We need to be not serious on the next episode. So that's a little bit of where this came from. So today we're talking about the 3 F's to live by.
Oh my goodness. Did you say the F word?
Well, not yet, but I think we're going to drop some of those today. So,
but it's coming. So if you have children listening to this episode, you should adjust
accordingly
the knob.
Yeah. So why are we talking about this, my dear? Why are we talking about the 3 F's to live by? What are we seeing in the world, in our environment, that we want to bring this to our audience?
Yeah, it's one of these, it's 3 of these things that you and I do on the regular as part of just who we are in the world. And we didn't always, but we do. And so I sort of take them for granted a little bit until I go out into the world, which I do on a regular basis, work with people like you do. So you get these feedback loops and you're like, wow, people are confused out there a little bit, or they've forgotten, or they just never did these 3 things. Maybe they just haven't embraced them. And so we are putting this out as a gentle reminder. These 3 things are very important. They start with a capital F.
And I think, everybody's got their take on, like, this isn't like we're trying to get people to jump into our boat out of their boat.
Yeah, we are. No, well, we are. It's a cruise ship. They should get on board immediately.
It's the party ship. It's the party boat, and you want to be in it. That's why, right? It's like that one's taking off, and those people are having. Yeah, I was about to let out one of the 3 F's, but we'll dive into that. Okay, so this is, as we continue to be in the world, the Everyday Awesome Project is reminding people that life is meant to be awesome, to enjoy it, to live the richness of it, not to just cruise by, get in all the seriousness of it. And, some of the inspiration, you were kind enough to share with me, you had listened to an interview with RuPaul, which is a beautiful human being. Love this man drag queen, so I say man, but oftentimes he's a woman, if you will. Just a beautiful soul. And he just talks about his mission is to bring fun into the world. And if you haven't seen her perform before, it's all about the fun. It's all about drag. It's all about self-expression and color and just, vivacious boldness, right?
And more fun. It's basically, his story is remarkable and his new book is remarkable. So you should check it out. But it's really the underlying message is to bring more laughter and fun to the world.
Yeah.
And we realize life is too serious.
And there's definitely podcasts out there that people are bringing lots of, consciousness to the world.
Hard science.
Yeah, like the hacking and the AI, and we're like,
well, we listen to those. We listen to those, but we balance them out, right?
Yes, we're the other side of the coin over here for you to tune into the part of you, that inner child, that 5-year-old, that 10-year-old, that 2-year-old. That's like, wait a minute, is all the world like biohacking and AI? Oh, right?
Please no, please no.
Right?
That's not the cruise ship I'm getting on. Okay.
Exactly. So enough about why. Let's tell them, okay, so like liberating yourself with these 3 F's. Like, how would you break that down? If you want to tell them all 3 at once, or let's start with the first one. Where are we going with this?
The first one is fun, which we just alluded to in our intro here. So fun, having more fun and making sure that fun is a part of your everyday life. It's been one of my slogans for a long time, in the workplace, but also in the personal life space. But definitely at work, I had to at one point like really interject this hardcore with one of my teams. Like, if we're not having fun, we need to stop. Something has gone terribly awry with this project. Because if there's no joy coming out of it, whether it be the project itself or us working together or the experience that we're cultivating, or doing something wrong, we need to review that. And as a personal investment, I obviously invest in fun on a regular basis. And sometimes it's horrible fun, crazy, outrageous things. But at the end of it, I still want to say that journey was fun. The experience was fun for me. How about you?
And what I just want to echo what you're saying. And if people looked at your life from the outside and didn't know you, hadn't listened to a word that came out of your mouth, they're like, damn, that girl's badass. She's hardcore. She's hard charged, whatever. Like you've climbed a lot of mountains in life, let's say, right? You've had challenges put either in front of you or you've taken on challenges yourself, right? And it's like from the outside, from Ironmans and ultras and stuff like that, like this girl's just all business. And it's like to know Samantha from the personal perspective, even the business perspective, personally, let's say, I'm just here to tell you from the inside out, like this woman is pure fun. Like I've shared this with other people in my life. I say working with Samantha, and I say working with air quotes, right? Working with Samantha is hilarious. Like the word hilarious comes out of your mouth more often than probably any other word. And that makes me so happy because it's like a levity, right? Like a levity, remember the joy, remember, like you said, yeah, there's going to be challenges, things that we're facing, teamwork, building things, conquering things, overcoming things, whatever life faces us or we put, out there, like your Ironman right now. It's like you even talked about you rebuilt your training plan. You're like, hey, it's more fun now, right?
Exactly. Well, one of the things you and I were talking about in relationship to just this word is how we both are so invested in it being part of who we are in the world and what we deliver to the world, but how we do it so differently. So I do this little like microdosing all day long, little snippets of fun, wee, and then you do these mega like fully hardcore 3 day, 5 day, 7 days of like full immersion fun. But yet we both have this really, it's a high value for us and for our connection together and for this project, that it be really paramount in our lives.
Yeah. And I think one of the things you and I touch upon, maybe not in every episode, is the word values, and I would say one of my core values is fun, right? And I just, for some reason, this is jumping out at me, so I'm going to share it. So I did this workshop many years ago. That's called the Queen's Code. Alison Armstrong, she does a lot of wonderful work, men and women and stuff. And so I was in a period where I was coming out of divorce, learning about myself in relationship, whatever. She's got beautiful work around that. And this Queen's Code workshop, what they get, and it's all women, pretty obviously. Hopefully you got that. And what she says as a core is, each woman on the planet is the queen of her own queendom, right?
Ooh.
So each woman has her own queendom, whatever that looks like, big or small, family, business, whatever. So we have our queendom. And each woman brings queen's qualities to her queendom. Like that queendom, that family, that community, whatever, they can count on her for that. And it's a different combination for every queen. So for example, one of the things was we went through, it felt like a values exercise is like, and I won't tell you all about it, whatever. So you get to the end of this values exercise type of process and you come up with what you see as your queen's qualities. Like what is your queendom? Can they count on you? And I'll tell you my 4. And guess what? 2 of our F's are in it.
Awesome.
So my queen qualities are freedom, fun, abundance, and fun, free, happy, and abundant, right?
Nice.
And so it's like a values thing, right? So you and I value fun, and so these other women, that was like grace or beauty, and you can have like every woman has elements of grace and beauty, but like your core, if you will. And so ours just happen to be fun, I think, right? And we lose sight of it. I think people get,
why is it important for everyone? We're saying why it's important to us. Why is it important for the average Joe or Josephina out there in the world?
Yeah, well, I think that's for everyone to ask themselves. So if you're listening to this, where is fun in your life, either a big or a small, or do you resonate with fun and you're just not giving yourself permission to have it? Right? Have you taken it off the table for some reason, or has someone else in your life taken it off the table for you and it's time to bring it back? Yeah.
Exactly. Because in our youth, when we're children, of course, fun is a natural part of our play and our interaction with others and with the world, right? And then things happen, conditioning happens, society, family, etc., that maybe change our perspective on fun and maybe permissions are lost along the way. So really, it's like innate in the human experience that fun would be part of it. If you look back at, evolution and even tribal communities and times, of course, there is levity and fun. They played games, they did these things. We're humans, right? It's just a natural thing for us to want to have.
And I don't know why I want to just touch on this. For some reason, this is jumping out at me, so I'm just going to hit on it. So I've noticed, I don't have children, you have children, and you could tell this story a little bit differently, but my perspective of whether I've been in a relationship with a man who had an ex and he had children, or just seeing people in the world, I often see that the women are the disciplinarian, so they're often put in the role of, let's call it, raising the kids in a way that they're having to mold them, and which isn't a great word, but that's what I often see. It's like, oh, they have to say, no, you can't have that. Yes, you can have that. Like you have to be home by this time or whatever. And that takes a little bit of the fun out, because they have to keep that dynamic where they're disciplinarian, dictator, in charge. They have too much fun. It's kind of like when you get into the workplace, if your team is too much of your close friends, then they don't, the lines get a little blurred, and you can't ask, then it's like, hey, I need you to do that. And they're like, it's like, I thought we were friends here. So I just noticed that. So men often, what I've seen is, get to have the fun with the kids, and women sometimes put themselves in the role of the disciplinarian or, whatnot. And I just want to say, like, we women need to bring back the fun too in our own life, right? With the kids,
Totally. And be seen as people ourselves that can experience fun, not just allow others to have fun, but be the ones experiencing the fun.
Yeah. And you wanted to talk about like microdosing or I think fun is a good one to talk about that. So what do you mean by like microdosing of fun or
yeah, and the difference in how you and I go out and seek or bring fun into our lives. I see you as doing that full immersion kind of fun. Not that you don't have fun on the daily, but I am definitely a microdoser. Like every day, I have a schedule of doing a multitude of things here, there, and everywhere, and whatever. And I want fun weaved into that. So it doesn't have to be an epic thing where I go on this amazing vacation. The whole thing was fun. I don't need to have that, but I need to every day have fun.
Yeah.
And that is about my little interactions, at the coffee shop or at the gym. It's with, people that I'm connected to, whether I'm, texting somebody or having a call or having even a meeting, making sure there's some levity and play inside the meeting opportunity is important to me. These people, whether it's my clients or people that I love or even friends, their lives are very serious. And usually we have serious topics to discuss, but it doesn't mean there can't also be some play, some fun.
Yeah,
that's my style.
And I think one of the things you and I have seen, and we don't have statistics, and I don't want to bore people with stats and stuff like that, whether it's physical performance, i.e. endurance things, sports things, moving your physical body, business performance, right? Where it's results and driving to objectives and goals and things like that. I believe there are statistics and studies that would say in both those scenarios and more, that having levity, having fun, having a jovial heart, spirit, right, whatnot, gets better results, right? So the old paradigm
100%.
Right. The old paradigm, I can remember watching like Nadia Comaneci. I don't know if you remember in the 70s, right? Like she was like from Russia or Poland. I forget. Maybe it's the same. Anyway, so and her coach was like so serious and stuff like that. So that was like the paradigm of, the Cold War, was like results come from hard ass, whatever. Yes. And if we look at Courtney Dahlwater now, is that how you say her last name?
DeWalt.
Sorry. Courtney, who is this mega runner, just breaking records left and right in
top female ultra runner in the history of the world.
Like smile on her face, the sunshine she brings to, it seems like every step, which in 100 and 200 plus mile journeys is freaking hard. She's in a hard ass pain cave, but her spirit is bringing fun and levity to hard, challenging things. She's not doing the work. She's not out there crushing these goals and these records, but her spirit is like yours. Like, how can I bring some fun or smile along the way when I can? There's hard times, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I
So,
think we sold people on fun.
okay. All right.
Number
Thank you.
two. Number two, we're using the word freedom,
Yeah.
but we also want to say what that means.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I looked this up a while back about because I found out one of my core values was free, right? So I was like, oh, free. And I always love words and the study of words. And actually, I just want to introduce the word liberty, right? Because we throw around the word free, but liberty is often what we mean by free. So often freedom means the freedom of space and movement and going where we want. But liberty is something you give yourself. It's that inner permission to choose and be free of mind, be free of, I use the word free, be liberated of a paradigm, be liberated from someone else's perception or our own perception or our own story, right? So it's something we give ourselves too.
Liberation or freedom to think, become
Mhm.
yourself,
Mhm.
right? You don't need someone else's permission to do that, by the way. You were born. Check. Got the permission. Showed up on the earth in human form. Ready to go. Right? Like you don't need anything beyond that.
Yeah.
That's liberation, right? To understand that you have that at any moment, that choice
Yeah.
to embrace that.
And it's an interesting line because the mind is a peculiar thing when it it's a security seeking mechanism, right? So its job is to have hard lines around the things that it knows and doesn't know, which creates certainty and uncertainty.
Yeah.
Anything inside of the line, been there, done that, know it, I got it, right? Certain, cool, that's good. Outside of that, don't know it, uncertain,
Scary.
yeah, could die. Right? Lots of fun could be had, but oh, no, 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 don't know it, right? And so freeing ourselves or liberating ourselves from old ways of thinking, old paradigms, old shoulds, things that people labeled us with, we labeled ourselves with. We set our own boundaries. I mean, I just was listening to something. Some guy just ran 450 miles kind of nonstop. I think you sent that to me, right? And
Harvey.
yeah, it's like even the supposed, what was it? The 4 minute mile, 5 minute, 4 minute mile, right? Like Roger Bannister,
Can
broke
never
the
be broken. Can never be
can
broken.
never be
Oh,
broken.
it's broken.
And now everybody's doing it, right? And we keep finding those barriers of, Wim Hof, oh, you can't get your body at certain temperatures or, running a marathon in the snow and, all these things that, yeah. So the freedom is sometimes it's liberation of what we think, what we have thought.
Also, there's a ton of science on people and depression and anxiety and having or not having a feeling of autonomy over their lives. I consider that to be under the definition, the giant umbrella of freedom or liberation, is do I feel a sense of agency over my own life? Do I have some autonomy here in the workplace? There's tons of research in the workplace for sure, in professional environments, but also in home environments. Do I feel like I am the one who is going to have some say, some control, some not really power, but kind of power, empowerment over what's happening here? And when they don't, these humans, huge amounts of not only unproductive, right, environments, but really toxic environments, mentally and emotionally toxic environments. And then the reverse is true when they created environments in home environments or in work environments, whatever the case may be, where people felt that sense of agency and autonomy over what was happening. They felt empowered, they felt alive, and they felt bought in to what was going to happen. How can I contribute? They stepped up. And of course, the emotional turmoil was alleviated in many cases because of the environment being shifted like that.
As you were talking, the other thing that I was reminded of in work that I've done before is my experience of the word possibility. And my questioning of possibility helps me see that barrier sometimes where I don't feel free or I am free, or I can break through a paradigm in my own thinking, which is it possible? Or as Byron Katie would say, is that true? right?
Is
So
that
it's
true?
it's like questioning your own belief, questioning the limitation as a limitation in truth, like for real, or is it perceived limit, or no, but you really have the power, you just haven't given yourself the, you know, permission
Mhm.
sometimes.
Mhm.
So like what's possible, sometimes we limit ourselves, and just budging, you know, bumping up against that paradigm is like, are you sure is that true, you know, or is something else possible? So you can set yourself free. So I think the big thing here is like, where are you limiting yourself,
Mhm.
right? Like where are you thinking that you're not free, that you could be if you allowed yourself to be, or where are you thinking that other people maybe are limiting you, and if you ask yourself, you could set yourself free.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned her work. It's called The Work, by the way.
Yeah.
It's personal growth. It's a whole program around it.
Ah.
But at the core of it, and the core, basics of the philosophy and the methodologies is in liberating the self from suffering. So I'm
100%.
so glad you brought her up. She's amazing. And she was definitely part of my, journey. And I know you've studied her too. It's so simple.
And easy to
That's
forget.
what I love. That's
Yeah.
what I love about that. But so easy to forget.
It takes us back, you know, it's just we get this mind running the show,
Yeah.
thinking security, safety, don't
Mhm.
F it up, you know, what will people think? All this outer influence. And we're here to say, bust all that. Like,
Yep.
is it even true?
Is it
Right?
even true?
Is
Is
it
it?
even
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah.
so good.
Byron Katie, check her out. Highly recommend. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's world famous. So good.
The,
Okay.
the work, the
What's our
work.
what's our third one?
I mean, it might be my favorite. So
Over 50,
this
it's definitely
over 50, this is definitely a thing. And it's said in a few different ways, politically correct or incorrect or otherwise. But here on the Everyday Awesome show, it's no fucks given.
yeah.
So yes, it is that F.
Yeah.
And it is called no fucks given.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you,
Well,
Miss
and
Polly?
it's not even disrespect. You know, I think when people
No,
first hear that, like when I started hearing that in my,
it's not about the other.
yeah,
It's about the self.
it is. It
Don't get
is.
it confused, people. It's not about the other.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's part of that liberation, right? You know, no
Mm,
fucks given is like part of liberating ourselves to be ourselves. Like I had a text with a friend recently, and she's like, I'm just, realizing the relationships that are weighting me down, that are feeling heavy, right? And it's like, yeah, that sort of obligation to someone else. It's like, no fucks given. It's like, hey, you do you. I'm gonna be over here doing me, right? Like you just free yourself from heavy relationships or obligations, or like you said, like how other people's care what you think or wear or say or whatever, right? And it's not
yeah.
a
Yeah.
fuck in like fuck you. It's more of a I don't give a fuck what you think. Like
Yeah.
all that matters is how am I happy with me? Right?
Exactly. Exactly. A lot of it is around like societal, expectations or something when we reference like the 50 plus females. And I'm telling you, this is a physiological, biochemical thing happens. I'm sure in all humans, but definitely in females, you go through this really fun time called perimenopause and menopause. And somewhere in that transition out the other side of that abyss is this moment in time where I'm telling you, it's like the switch just is flipped and no fucks given is literally, you just want it on a shirt. You just want to walk around all day long. If you just embrace that, it's there for you. And I'm not saying that we're the only ones entitled to that. Everyone's entitled
Yeah,
to that, as
yeah.
we're saying here. But there is this moment of like, caring about what other people think of how my body looks,
Mhm.
what other people think about the career path I have taken or the one I'm about to take,
Mhm.
whatever people think about how I raised my children or how much money I have or the car I like, all of these external judgments from other people
Mhm.
shatter. You absolutely have the power. It's right there. Shatter that
Yeah.
because
Liberation. Yeah.
it's incredible when that is gone and
Yeah.
alleviated from. I don't even think about it anymore. Like it's so bizarre. How did I go for this whole first half of my life walking around caring about that kind of
Well,
shit?
You
And
know,
now I'm like, I don't even, what the hell? I don't know
it,
why it's so amazing.
I know this is super superficial. I meant to say it that way. Super superficial.
Super, super, super.
Super superficial is as you were saying that, I was thinking about, part of I think why all the chemicals and hormones act in the way they do, let's say it continuing the species, i.e. reproduction, which we all know is a thing and drives women in their 20s and 30s to do all sorts of, insane things to reproduce and la la la. And then,
To be attractive to a mate.
right. So here's the super superficial part of it. So one of the obsessions that I've had, a lot of my life was, that perfect body, flat stomach, bikini body or whatever. And I just step back now and I look at it and I go, how many hours of the thousands of hours of my life have I been in a bikini? I'm like, probably less than 0.00001% have I been in a bikini out in the, not that like by hiding anything, but like, and I'm like, and how many hours do we women spend? And I'm not saying all women, so forget, this is just
Yeah, we're
something that
generalizing.
was going on in my life, if you will. It's like, and you see this though in the fitness world, right? Like when I see people, like, so one of the first things I see when I see, supermodels on runways and magazines, I just go, girl, have a sandwich. I'm like, please have a sandwich. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like the trying, the ripped body, the 0% body fat, or the super lean body fat. It's for and something that, as we're saying, is like, what is for what percentage of our time and does it bring us joy? I'm going on and on, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
I definitely, because we laughed before we started this morning. I said, check out all this gray hair I have here. At some point, I might resolve that. We're on YouTube.
Yeah,
I should be like most people would not be showing up.
right.
I'm showing up. Listen,
Yeah,
people, this is who I am. I'm
yeah,
55. I have some gray hair. So
yeah,
what?
exactly. Yeah, we don't have perfect
Who
eyebrows and
cares?
lips and breasts and flat bellies and stuff. And it's like, and if that's what matters to you, then no fucks given. It doesn't matter to us. Not our tribe, not our
You,
problem, right?
people drive crappy cars because no fucks given. They're investing that money in other things, experiences or whatever. People choose to live in tiny homes versus mega McMansions
Yeah,
because it's different value system. We're all entitled to that. We're not saying placing good or bad. We're
yeah.
just saying however you want to do it
Mhm.
is how you should do it.
Yes, yeah.
That
What
is the bottom line on this.
checking out with yourself. So the liberation, the no fucks given is what other people think, but the most important
Yeah.
decision maker and the one who's guiding the ship, I hope, is the one whose body and life you're living, right? And so that's where you check in. You give a fuck about what he or she says. You don't give a fuck about what other people say. It's
Yeah.
what do you
Yeah.
think? What matters to you? So
What I put is not needing, or wanting,
Mhm.
not needing or wanting others' opinions
Mhm.
or expectations to guide my dreams and my life.
Yeah.
I do not need that and I do not want that. I will do that work myself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And before we hit record, one of the things I was saying in line with that is like, it's our life, right?
Mm.
We're the storyteller. We're the creator of this life. We're the actor in this movie, by the way. Like this is your
We're the
life.
author. We're the author of this book.
We're the author of this book, right?
Yeah.
And if I just want to remind you to look where the guidance most likely for the joyful path, for the purposeful path, for the aligned path for you, it's inside you, right? It's not outside of ourselves. And this us talking about this and just remind people, if you've been looking outside, or if you've been feeling like you're looking outside, or if you've been feeling some sort of external pressure or responsibility, and you feel the weight of it, right? You're like, why does this even matter? Why am I caring about this? Like who gives up, right? Like, yeah,
no fucks given.
we're just here to go, amen, high five. Like, yeah, give that up. Like, tune back into you and let them do them. You do you and let them do them, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, we're just here to say,
Captain your own ship, people.
all good, all good. So freedom, fun, no fucks given. Just if there was a 3 thing for everyday awesome project, that's kind of
That
like
would be it. We
that's the
might
big
put it
sign.
on a button or a bumper sticker soon.
Don't
Stay tuned, or at least a shirt, right?
yes. Yes.
Can you see
Tattoo it.
me showing up to, or you, the next boardroom or the next
Yeah.
whatever? We're like, so anyway.
Well, that's what, you can't see me if you're not watching this audio, you won't see it, but it's like I had to wear some color today. I was like, I got to get my crazy little earrings out and my colorful shirt, because I was like, we're talking about fun and free and no fucks given. I'm like,
Triple F,
a
baby.
little more play, right? And so, we're not trying to push this on anyone. We're more of an invitation to come out and play with us. Like,
I'm a pusher. I'm pushing it on them. I mean, listen, build the muscles. Excuse me. Flex it and build those muscles. The triple F muscles. I want to see a gun show.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're much gentler than me. Go ahead.
Well, I just think, everyone's got their, like I said, the queen's qualities. Like maybe your quality isn't
That's
all 3
cool.
of them. That's cool. But I have a feeling you giving yourself more permission where it really matters to you is really what we're getting at, right? Like what matters to you, whatever that is, if it's these 3 or if you've got your own list of values, the core message here is remind yourself you don't need a permission slip from us. You don't need a permission slip to live those from anyone. And anyone that says that, they're probably not your tribe, probably not your family, right? Like just wake up and give it to yourself. You don't need it.
Move out of any world where permission slips are a thing. Okay. They should never have existed. I don't care if it was elementary school or whatever. If I've got to go to the bathroom, I'm going. Okay. We should have never put permission slips. It shouldn't even be a thing in the dictionary.
No doubt. No
All right,
doubt.
let's close. What's our takeaway for these
All right.
humans?
Well, it's really that underlying, you don't need permission to live. You don't need permission to live the way that you want to live. You and I are big believers and breeders of the message of like, this is one life you've got. You're the actor in the movie. This is your life. We want you to just get about what's most important to you. And if it's fun and freedom and no fucks given, great. If it's something else, great. Right? What do you say on that, my dear?
I'm going to just add to that. I want people right now, as soon as this comes to a conclusion, to start microdosing the 3 Fs. Okay, so you can just pepper it ever so gingerly into your environment on the daily.
Yeah.
And just start putting it in. You will see it will grow. And eventually you'll get more comfortable with it, and your environment, the people, the places, whatever you go to, will become more comfortable with you operating in this way, and it'll become normal and acceptable. At first it's awkward. You're a little bit like a teenager with your changing attitude every day of the week because your hormones are crazy, or a menopausal female where they're like, who's she going to show up like today? But if you start microdosing it, it can be subtle. It can be subtle. Let's do it.
Yeah. Step into this, Samantha would be like, God, just jump in, like rip the Band-Aid off, right? All good. You got to do it at whatever level feels good to you, but please take from this, it's time to start doing it. If you've heard this was meant for you to hear this, and it's your reminder. Get out there, have more fun, have a lot of fun, set yourself free, liberate yourself, liberate your soul. And God damn it, no fucks given. Like only one life, there's no do-over, right? This is it. So
this is it.
All right. Let's remind them of
up.
our favorite things. What do we want to tell them today that we always tell them to remember?
Well, this is so appropriate for this topic, but how your life feels is more important than how it looks.
Yeah. And every day is your opportunity to find your awesome.